Hi, everyone. Let me see if I can find me on here. You never know. That way I can have both running. City and state agencies are prepared. There we go. City and state agencies are prepared. I don't know what that is. There we go. I'm turning that one all the way down because I don't want no crazy noise. And I know the crazy noise it can make. I figured that out not too long ago. It was horrible. But but I am going to do this because I can go in here. I can go over here and I'm going to put, I just got notified that it's my grandson's birthday tomorrow. It's like, yay. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Mutt Nut. Hi, Crafty. Crafty, I got your card. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I was like, who is this? And I was surprised it actually made it to me because, believe it or not, I wasn't the right address. And so I was like, yay. It's kind of scary though because it makes me know that my mailman has figured out I'm loving sparkles because it said loving sparkles, but then it had this other whole, hey everybody, anyone who wants to come in and excuse my head. I'm gonna have to pick a different because evidently my head's blending in with the green screen, so I'm just a face. Hi, Sandy. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm fighting off a cold, and luckily I had made the elderberry syrup, and evidently it's working because um, the stuffiness, the congestion, and the I'm gonna get sick feeling have gone away. I'm just sore muscles and tired, but at least I didn't get totally annihilated by a spring cold coming on. Um, God, it's so weird with my head. I may just go back and put my background in. Hold on just a second, guys, because that looks really creepy. It's like, we'll go back to none. There we go. That way, it's like I was like a discombobulated little face just floating around. That and my hair, I think, is so close to that brick color that it's. I have not been able to find lungwort. Lungwort, I finally got California poppy because the California poppy I had bought from Mountain Rose, they actually refunded me, said they couldn't get it. I was able to find some through Amazon. Lord knows when I'll get it. Other than that, I just got all the stuff in today to make a really nice middle of the day tea and to make a sleeping tea. I mean, it's like going to be a sleeping tea. I mean, I got my catnip in, I got my passion flower in, and my skull cap in. So I mean, I got a lot. It's like it's going to knock you out tea. And I have worn myself out this week, guys. I did the unboxing of Raised by Wolves. That is a beautiful image. It made me, when I realized Mystery Painting 38 is the same artist that did the Raised by Wolves and the Leap of Courage. And I absolutely love both of those images that I went and bought that just for that reason. But I finally figured out how to get to the green screen. I just gotta find an image that my hair doesn't match the brick and say, "Oh, we're just gonna blend in with you, and you're just a little discombobulated, face going, ah." But yeah, I have been on the busy train, busy, busy, busy train because I have put up, how many have I put up? 17, 18? 18 tinctures are actually cooking. Hi, crafting with thee. They are actually crafting. I'm not caught up to you on the herbs though, but I actually, guys, this is so sad. This is so sad. I went into the herb store and the herbs I have on my shelf are more than what the herb store had in there. I did buy some local honey from them, but other than that, I actually have more on my shelves than they have on theirs. And now I got more, so I'm actually gonna have to clean another shelf off because I don't have no more room to put anything up there. But yeah, I beat myself up. I mean, I did the elderberry syrup, got it all done. Then I put up I don't know how much dry herb. And then I did 17 tinctures. I've got 3 or 4 of the oils going, and I have gone through so much liquor that it's sad. I think I got a half of a bottle of Everclear left. I will have to find if I can find a Chinese market because I live in the middle of Arkansas, and not even middle, kinda like, 50 miles, 70 miles from the middle, and so it's like I've not got a whole lot of choices. And Crafty Chef Diamond did do an unboxing of the giveaway she won. Let me put this over here, guys. I'm gonna go get Marches, and then I'll let you see what it is. And that way, people who want it can start doing the meat. Just pull all these over here, and that way you can see what you might want. I just gotta find where it is. Okay, May. Where's the hole? August, September. Because I put months on them. So I got them. Here we go. Here's Marches. This way you guys can see what it is and see if you're interested in putting. Yeah, you're only 4.5 miles from West Memphis? Really? Sandy, that's like a 3, 4 hour, maybe a 3.5 hour drive for me. Okay, this is the one for March, so that if you're interested in it, it's only a little 30 by 30. But if I can get this in the screen. There we go. There's Marches. So if you're interested in that one, start doing the me pleases when this video closes out and it's round. And then I will do the drawing next week and then ship it out to you. I figured I would do them the week before. I gives you a week to get it, on the wheel, and then I'll just draw for it next week and ship it out. It is. It's very cute. It's kind of like that the Valentine's one, the February one. That is so pretty. I fell in love with that one. That was the tree that had the heart looking. That was so pretty. So pretty. So you're 30 minutes, so it's like 2.5 hour drive for me from here to Fort Smith. So about 3 hour to you, crafting would be, and probably because West Memphis, I used to go down there and go to the casino down in West Memphis, down to the Isle of Capri. In fact, that's where I've won the most money at a casino was the Isle of Capri. Plus, I've gotten, I mean, they're really good with their what do you call it? Their bonuses or whatever, to where if you go and you actually go there to gamble, they would send you a thing for a free room, a free dinner at the buffet, free concert. I've seen 2 or 3. I mean, I saw Pam Tillis and a couple others there for free concerts. That's why, Russellville, we actually voted in a casino in Russellville 3 years ago. Do we have a casino in Russellville yet? Mm-mm. We've had Legends that wanted to come in there. We've had Hard Rock wanted to come in there. And when they get all the stuff said and done, the town runs them off. And we've had other towns saying, well, we'll take it, but they don't want to give it up because they know it's worth money. They just don't want it in their town because all the churches sit there and say it's white trash. And so it's like, oh, Lord. I was like, so, okay, we all drive to Louisiana. West Memphis, Memphis, go over and look to Oklahoma, and we all go here and there to gamble. So we're tearing up our roads anyway, doing all this driving to get to these casinos, but we don't get anything from the casinos because you won't let them in, which is really stupid. So it's like, just like I used to love to play bingo for real money online. I could go in there and I could play bingo all month long on my money. And if all I won was bingo bucks, I could take those bingo bucks and go play with those over in the little casino thingy with the bingo bucks. And I mean, I've won $1,600 doing that. So, I mean, but then they got, well, you can't gamble online. It's like people are going to gamble if they want to gamble. You can't tell adults what they can do, what they can't do, because they're going to do it anyway. I mean, it's like me, I'm smart enough that I know, okay, I have this extra couple $100. I'm going to go throw it in the machine. And if I don't come home with a dime, I meant to spend that $200. If I come home with some, that means, yay, I benefited, but I knew I was going to spend that 200. But lately I've been putting it like, I got the pin box, love that pin box. And I got a couple pins coming in still. I got one coming, I don't even know where they're from. I got one from Lady Lathe coming in. I won it last week. I was really shocked. It's like a real pretty corally salmon color. Shocked me that I was really attracted to it, but I really like that one. And I was shocked that I won it. I don't want it. And then I got another one coming from, it just popped up in my Etsy. You go look at Etsy and it's like, "Poof, hi, look at me." And so I got it. I know it drives me nuts. It really does. I was like surprised they didn't get me coming out of the liquor store because they were looking at me funny because I went in here and I bought 2 half gallons of Everclear and 2 half gallons of 100 proof. And they were looking at me and I'm like, look, I'm really not a souse. I promise, I really not. I'm using, and then when they found out I was using them to make tinctures, then they were like, oh, well, what you're making, gonna cost is well worth more than what you're spending on this booze. And they will be. I mean, because I'm making them up in quart-sized jars, which means I'll get, a pretty good little amount from them. Yeah, I mean, they'll give you free play, they give you free rooms, so it's like real, and there's one that's right on over the border. It's not Choctaw, is it Roland? That's right over the border in Louisiana from Fort Smith. You go Fort Smith, go over a little, isn't it Roland? But they also have concerts, they have, really nice dinners, they have a dancing area. I was like, "Man, I could go in there and, you could make a whole day and night of it. You could go in there and gamble for a while, eat dinner, go dancing and have drinks and spend the night and come home the next day." I was just like, it's a night out. But usually what happens is I get all the grandkids and then both my children end up down at Saracens at the same time. I was like, because also each of them ask me separately, and they'll go, "Can you watch the kids, Friday and Saturday?" And I'll be like, "Okay." And then the other one's like, "Can you watch the boys Friday and Saturday?" And I'm like, "Okay." No. I got five of them. And then when they pick them up, like, "Yeah, we ran into each other at Saracens." And I'm like, I might want to go. It's like, it never fails. Never fails. But we have fun. Last weekend, me and my granddaughter, what did we make? We made something, and she called it the witchy stuff. What did we make? We made the elderberry syrup, but we also did something else. And she had a blast. And I was just getting help doing the stuff I was doing, getting it put up because, it's kind of a lot. Kind of a lot. But we put up the elderberry syrup, which I remember doing that with my grandmom. And then we put up, I think, 8 bottles of tincture. And so she just having fun doing it. And then she found out I have a PlayStation 5. Usually she comes up and she diamond paints. Well, she had found out I had a PlayStation 5. There wasn't no diamond painting going on from her at all. She was like, she was playing God of War and she played it all evening Friday, all day Saturday, Saturday night, and then Sunday till her mom got here. I was just like, I told her mom, I said, yeah, that's where she's been planted. I mean, it was like, wow. But yeah, it's like, I mean, I would love to have them put the Hard Rock. Yeah, I would love to have the Hard Rock, because Russellville is only 35 minutes from me. So it was like, I would have loved that, because you could take, 50, $100, go spend the evening, come home. It's like, yeah, but they hadn't even broke ground yet. I'm not even broke ground. It's just people. They are so set in their mind of what they think is what, and no one's going to do anything different. So it's like, yeah. Oh, and I've got two more sponsors for the event in September. Diamond Drills USA is going to give a $50, no, a $25 gift certificate. And Distracted by Diamonds is going to donate 2 kits. And then Diamond Drill said that she will possibly give us a discount code so that people can go in and purchase from her. And I mean, if you're needing to buy replacement drills for a canvas, I know she's got special drills too. I don't think she's got the metallics, but I know she has ABs. But like I say, if you're needing some, you're short or you're working on a conversion, she's where you go get your regular drills. Because like most of my regular drills, that's where I went because it's hard. I mean, unless you got a super big stash, you're kind of out there. I was gonna change my little picture up here in the corner. I can't remember how to get up there, so I gotta figure that out. It's like, it's like, oh no. And then I think I've on the herby stuff, I think I am finally caught up with buying everything. My Amazon delivery driver, I mean, I think he thinks that he lives out here now because, for doing this stuff, the herby stuff, you're supposed to cook them in stainless steel, not Teflon. Well, I don't own stainless steel, so I had to buy stainless steel. And like when you're making a tea up, you're dealing with 5, 6 cups of herbs, because it may say an ounce, but it's a lot. Hey, yay, because they were out of it the other day. I'll go look and get me some. Thank you. Thank you, Sandy. Yeah, and it has taken almost a month to get my first orders from Mountain Roads. But yes, I will go there and get some because I think that's the only thing I'm missing for chest stuff. And of course, if you get a spring and summer cold, it is there for the duration. You're gonna just have a cold. You just gonna have it. Hi, David, Diamond Painter from New Zealand. Yay! Hi. First time I've seen that name. But yes. Um, so I didn't have that. I didn't have a lot of things I was going to need later. Like when the oils start getting ready, I needed a little pan to melt the beeswax because I've read that once you melt beeswax in a pan, you're never getting it all out. So I wanted a little pan that was just for the beeswax. And so I bought it. I mean, it's tiny. It's like this big and about that tall. But I figured, I wouldn't need more than that. And so I got that. I have a few more diamond paintings to, yeah, I blew my no buy. My no buy went right on out the window the other day when Dreamer Designs did that buy one, get one 50% off. Yeah, I went and bought two more Anne Marie Bones. Okay. Oh, that 100 grams is probably better than what you would get from Mountain Rose. What did I buy the other day? Oh, vanilla beans. Oh man, them things are expensive, 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 expensive. But I wanted to make some homemade. vanilla extract. Oh my God, those things are expensive. Way expensive. What else did I? Oh, I made orange. I'm making orange extract the other day because I bought the kids oranges and I just told them save all your peels, and I dried them out and threw them in a jar and threw Everclear over them, and I'm letting them just do their thing. But oh, yeah, and Bang, Dollar Tree, you can get bangs for $1.25. And poor Amazon, I think they thought, oh, I've lost my ever loving mind. I've had so many herbs come in. Right now, my island is stacked 2 feet tall, and it's nothing but herbs because they all came in today. I'm just like, they're all up there. But I will make the tea before I go to bed tonight so that I can try that tea because I think it really will help. And I might actually throw a little kava kava in there because it seems to work so well. So well. But I did the Raised by Wolves. I've still got Golden Glade that I'm going to unbox. And then I have 2 from Anne Marie Bone. When they get here, I'll unbox them. And then let me see. Let me see what all's out. If I use Jim's Flow, okay. Colors of Spring and Mountain Stream from Anne Marie Bone, and they'll be in fairly shortly because they don't take very long. Yeah, if they're in bags, I leave them that way. And then, like my area up here that I have them in, it's dark. It's always dark in that room. So they're in a cool room and they're dark. I went there, but what I ended up getting, I think I bought 4 tubes. Sandy got hit by autocorrect. But I bought 4 tubes from Craftily because that was a good price for them because they're heavy duty. But I got Colors of Springs and Mountain Springs coming, and I still have Eye of the Beholder, and that is from Rose Prophet. And then I have Mystery number 38, which is another Katrina Colts coming. And then from Dainty Diamond, yeah, that's the first thing I snatched was tubes. I have Abstract 5 and Water Fairy, and I'll show you a picture of Abstract 5. It's very pretty. Let's see if I can get this turned just right. There we go. That's Abstract 5. And so I got that coming. And then this one is from Pam Holly, and she is one of our let's see if I can get this order to pick it up because it's those pinks. It doesn't like the pinks. Yeah, it just doesn't like the pinks. But it's very pretty. It's called Natasha. And it's on Pam Holly's site, and it wasn't very much, so I went ahead and grabbed it. So I mean, that's what, 7 unboxings plus Golden Glade. So that's 8 unboxings I still have to do. So at least I'll have unboxings to do. Oh, at least you can edit videos. I finally had it figured. I clipped a little piece off, a teeny weeny little piece off, and it was like killed my brain. At least I've gotten where I'm doing a little better, a little bit better. I can throw pictures up here and there. Um, I can change, some music around. I'm getting there slowly. It's a slow piece of work for my poor little brain because it's like did not have that in school, and you know, then I was always working, and oh my God, well, they had what hundreds, hundreds, like 900 orders. So yeah, they would have ran out of boxes. They're probably going into bags, you know. Okay. All right, I can do that. I can do intros and outros. Um, but on Nick Ninham the other day, he was saying try taking your intro off for a while and see how you do because people are getting where they don't want to go past your intro. They're kind of like, yeah, it's too long, they just want you to start talking. So I don't know. It's like some of them I've got where I talk for a few minutes because I noticed real Minecraft too. I don't know if any of y'all follow him. But he'll do that. He'll kinda talk to you for a few minutes and tell you what's coming up in the video, and then he's gonna do his intro, and then he'll be back. And so on some, I've started trying that, if I can remember. It's like it's an iffy process. Like my brain. It's like my brain. And right now, I don't know what's up. Ever since we last week, we had like 6 inches of rain in like 15 hours. I mean, it tore up my driveway. It put 2 rivers through my driveway. But ever since then, my upper arms are just killing me. I mean, it's like about this time of day, I can start moving them, but when I first wake up, they hurt so bad. And I don't know if it's just from all the, yeah, mine's like 30 seconds, and I might go in and adjust it down a little more so it's not so long. But it's like really sore muscles, really sore. And I mean, I know it's the weather change. We've gone from 30 to 60, back to 40 to 70 today, and then storms. And I mean, it's like, no, people have come in and drove over it and smushed some rocks down, but no, they're still going to have to come out. But they told me I don't know how long it's going to take them because there were some roads that were completely washed out. I mean, not just driveway, but roads. And then a bunch of trees that were down. So I figured I'd give them this week and then I'll call again on Monday and just remind them, hey, you still need to bring some gravel and re-level out the driveway because it's kind of trashed. I mean, it's like I was like so disappointed. It was like they put it in on Monday and that happened on Wednesday. It was like, ugh. And then it was like I've never seen so much rain. I was like, "Oh my god." It rained and rained and rained and rained. My dad was like, "Well," he has a thing. He said, "Yeah, I went out there twice and had to empty it twice, and we had like 6 inches." We probably have more coming as well because, gets cool and then it gets super hot. And tornadoes are gonna be starting up because that's the stuff that starts them up. So, it's like I'm not worried about it where I live because the worst one that's ever hit out here, it hits the ridge up there where I had took y'all last spring where the kids were yelling about the deer. Well, it hit that ridge and bounce over and land in the field on the other side of my dad's house. And so when we get them, that's what they'll do. Like get to watch them fly over. But my son, where he lives, they have been hit 3 times. I mean, the first time they just kinda hid in their bathtub, wearing motorcycle helmets and a mattress. And the last 2 times, they've gone into, like, shelters and, had to walk back to the house, and, like, one time they actually was the really bad one that hit the national news, and it was like my son went to go back and, see if he could get to the house, and then he tried to get back to where the kids and wife were, and they almost arrested him, and they were like, "No, you ain't getting in there." So finally, she had to walk. I think my youngest grandson was where she could carry him, but the other one had to walk, and they were having to walk by dead, covered up bodies. And so the kids are really traumatized by storms. They're like really freaked because the last 2 that have come through that town have done some major damage. And I they're right. They're evidently right in the line because they get hit every year. I'm like, "Have y'all not thought about moving?" I was like, "Oh god." Scares the hell out of me because Mayflower and Valonia get hit every year. Every year. It is an ongoing every year thing. So, yeah. And I think after I get off of here, I'm gonna run to Dollar General. Yeah. And I'm gonna buy me a notebook because I need a notebook. That's the ones I have at the house I got using for diamond painting stuff. And so I don't want to use those. So I need to actually get me a notebook because I know the answers, but I need to answer the test questions so I can do the stupid test and finish up this one course. Because I'm finishing up one and I need to start the other one. And I'm bad because there are some things, I don't know if you did this, Sandy, but there's some things I'm just not interested in doing. So I'll read it, I'll learn about it, but I'm just not interested in doing it. So it's like I could do it, but I'm just not interested in doing it. Oh, I know what me and my granddaughter put together, and she loved that. We made the fire cider, and she actually loved that. She was like, "What do you do with this?" And I was like, "Well, you actually drink it." She's looking at me like, "Well, I don't know about that," but she had a blast doing it, because I cut up all the stuff and then let her put it in the jars and make it pretty, and then I went and forgot to put the parchment paper down, and then read on that and was like, "Oh my god, I don't want it to dissolve the rubber." So I ran in there and got them and put parchment paper down and reclosed them, make sure they were all covered. But it smells pretty good. So guess that's one way to make apple cider vinegar smell good. Just you just throw a bunch of stuff in it. But yeah, that's what we made. And then we was gonna make an epic cake. I don't know if any of y'all seen the epic cake. And the one we were gonna make was Fruity Pebbles, and it's where your cake mix is Fruity Pebbles flavored, and you get, a little baggie of Fruity Pebbles that you can kind of what am I working on? I am working on let me see if I can oh, there's no way I can pull that up. I am working on magic potions. Let me see if I can pull up a picture of it for you, because I am working on magic potions. And let me see here. And it's actually going pretty good. I was surprised. As big as this monster is. Let me see if I can get it to flip. There we go. Sooner or later, I'm going to get this to where it just doesn't like those light colors. There we go. I am working on that one. And I'm way over on this side. Nope, this side over here. Starting off. I got a candle done and I got the key done. And that's it so far. But that was rough. It just did not want to show those colors. And I called Nix this morning because she was wanting whenever she was wanting it. She was saying I cart snatched it from her. Said it was in her cart and I snatched it. And I might have. You never know. You don't know who's doing your cart snatching. But I was looking, the one I'm looking for, and if y'all ever see it come up, let me know. And it's the I don't even know who the author is or the artist is, but it was the violin. The violin looked like it was a glass violin with the girl with the flowy hair, and it sold out really quick. Well, I'm wanting that one. My granddaughter plays violin, and she's actually on a billboard in the town, couple towns up. She's actually up on the billboard. The school she goes to for her violin classes put her on billboard, so she's the billboard. Um, and the event in September is Let Your Witch Goddess Free, and it's going to run September and October. And the Facebook group is already up and open. You just type that in, and it's going to have 23 at the end of it, but it's Let Your Witch Goddess Free. And you can get in there. It's just open. I didn't even make it where you have to be brought in. It's just open. Um, it is I'm saying a 40 by 50 due to the fact that it's a 2-month event, and that way you have plenty to work with over the 2 months. But it doesn't have to be a specific canvas, and it does not have to be a new start. So if you've got one that, I mean, it doesn't have to be just a witch. It's like anything that looks like a witchy. I mean, if it's a girl wearing a witch hat and you call that witchy, that's a witchy. If it's a girl with flowy hair standing in the woods and you call that witchy, that's witchy. Last week year I used Lady of the Forest and called she was my witchy. So, because there's like Lady back in the day was Lady and Lord were kind of like witch and wizard, and so it's like you just kind of anything in that realm, witch, wizard, Harry Potter would work. The Luna, whatever the Luna Lovegood or whatever her name was, she would work. Anything that looks like a god, Apollo, Thor, any of those. Anything that looks goddess. If it's just, they're calling it the goddess of fire and she's in a red dress. Because I know Rose Prophet has a lot that is like the goddess of fire, the goddess of water, the goddess of this. And like the one Sandy said, that would be, oh wow, you are fixing to get some bad weather. So it doesn't if it's witchy or goddessy to you, pagany feeling, spiritual feeling, any of those. It's a very open event. It doesn't have to be anything specific. And it will run for 8 weeks. And what I'll do is I will post a thing on the link on the Facebook page, and it will just say week one post, and just take a picture of your post of your picture. And as long as you've done just a little bit, it doesn't have to be, just a little bit that you can tell you've worked on it. It works. And then I go through and I pull everybody's name. I put you on a wheel. I spin the wheel on that Saturday, and whoever wins, that's why there's a Google Doc. Fill out the Google Doc. Make sure your address is correct because someone put a wrong address last year and they got a $60 hand turned pin that went to someone else and they didn't want to, hunt it down. But make sure you have the right information there because once your name is drawn, I go to the Google Doc, I pull up your name, I get your shipping information from there, and I have left it open, Sandy, so you don't have to sign in to get to it. At least I don't think I'll check to make sure. Or when you're fixing to go in, let me know. Because people who don't have Gmail, I can open it where you don't have to sign in to get in there. And then that way you can get your info in there. But so I'll do that for the 8 weeks for each post. Now, once you've won one, you're not eligible for like the next week. It's only one of the big because it's big package. And then the grand prize comes from the Google Doc. And if you've won one of the 8-week packages, okay, you can still get the grand prize. And the grand prize has bigger stuff in it, like the bigger, like the Extracted by Diamond canvas, or like last year, hers was in the grand prize and a couple other big canvases. So you never know what it's going to be. It's just, I started early, so it's all the people who are sponsoring. But I've got quite a few so far, and I'm still working on collecting more. But it runs for 2 months, and then Diamond Painting Fanatics, which is Cindy Michelle from the UK, she's my co-host, and she is also, I need to put her up as a sponsor because she's sponsoring some too. So it will be fun, and it is international. We are asking that the international people, if they win a package, that I will pay up to 50 in shipping if you're willing to pay the difference. So, like, if it's 70, if you're willing to send me, another $20 to throw in toward it so that I'm not killing myself, but I'm willing to go up to 50. Distracted by Diamonds, she's drop shipping in the winners, but she will not drop ship to international. So if you're an international winner, you won't be able to get one of hers. Shipping is just crazy right now, guys. It really is. So that's my issue with shipping. So if you're anywhere in the US, it's no problem. If you're international, I will go up to 50. You'll just have to be willing to pay the difference. So hopefully, and most of them, like my biggest package last year was 50 to Canada. So hopefully it won't be more than that. I'm not doing like Nix. Nix is sending out drafting tables. I'm not. No drafting tables for me. Sorry, guys. But I mean, Like these little ones I've been shipping, they were $5 to ship out a package. Now they're up to like 9. So I mean, it's yeah. I mean, because as soon as I was looking for I was on there looking for the violin, which is not available, but I was on there looking for the violin and Magic Potions popped by and it didn't say get notified. So I immediately jumped over to Nix and said, hey, Magic Potions is available right now. Go. So she was like, okay, I'm going, I'm going, I'm going. And she went and she got it much better than me because I didn't have $100 to bump with it. I actually paid the whole 100 freaking sticking amount, but I really wanted that painting. And I'm actually thinking of turning it into a curtains valance because, I'm thinking of turning it and having it like be on the outside of my curtain and be like the valance so that when you walk in, it's just that big panel up there because it's like 6 feet wide. So I figured it would work. It should work. And I actually gave away a painting the other day. It was like, hey, you think your daughter would like this? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, here. And they just looked at me like I was nuts because it was a $55 painting. It was the Soulmates, the one that had the white dragon and the princess and all the creams and whites, and it was all in creams and whites and everything. And I had done that, and it was in my bedroom, but I actually went where it was at for Druid, which is my one I'm doing for May. And so I was like, I need that wall space. So yeah, if you want it, you got it. So I gave it away. It's like, yeah, I'm bad about that. I am bad. It's like I've given the Cavalier cat. I gave that to my brother last year for his birthday. He walked in and he said, "Ooh, I really love that." And so I walked over the next day and said, "Here, happy birthday," because his birthday was that way. So yeah, yeah. Like today, we haven't had the weather come in yet, but I'm surprised because it got up to like 73. So yeah, I'm not sure. Our weather is so crazy, and it's got my fibromyalgia and stuff so jacked up. So I was like, yeah, mm. I've thought about. I'm actually, and if it's true, sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to figure out what kind of floofy hair there, and it's just driving me nuts. But I've actually read where the elderberry syrup helps fibromyalgia, and I might actually start taking it like every day just for that. Yeah, they zoom right across here. So I don't know which ones of ours are worse. The ones that come in from Oklahoma and across, which would be the Colorado ones, because they come straight across, or the ones that come out of Texas and come up through Texarkana and run up through Arkadelphia and up. I'm not sure which ones are worse. It's like I think I know our winter has been. I think we had what, a week of winter, a week, and winters are no more. It's like yeah, we had a week. I mean, just we had 1 week of winter. I had, like, a couple of inches, and it lasted for, like, 3, 4 days, and then the next week, I had some ice, lasted for 3 or 4 days, and then winter's been gone, and then we had the torrential, "We're gonna flood you" rain to where I literally had water going over my driveway, and I figured out what was stuck in front of it, and so I got it unstuck, and so it started going through the thing again, but then my driveway was already trashed, and it was like, "Oh god." 'Cause it was like the new gravel had kinda rolled down, and so me and my dad had decided once everything's done and it's summers, we're gonna go get some concrete and make it on the thinner side, and we're gonna put it on those gravels that are like the part that goes down into it and kinda pack them with concrete to where they're, like, stuck in place and they can't move, because that's what was wrong. It was new stuff and it just wasn't set, and it just moved everywhere and did all kinds of nasty stuff. So, yeah. So, and I will let everybody know how the there's 2 teas I'm making. One is the sleeping tea, and the other one has regalia berries and a couple other things, but it's supposed to be like a relaxing tea. Like if you're stressed out during the day, you can drink it. It won't put you to sleep, but it'll help you relax. So I'm going to try both of those. And I think I finally got all the ingredients in that I needed. That, yeah, yeah. The only thing I need now is some snippers. And I might actually, when I'm at Dollar General, see if they got some little snippers and some gloves. Because the way it's getting, the dandelions should be coming up in about 2 weeks. And so I'll go harvesting and I'll dry some dandelions. And like, I guess this tomorrow or the next day, I will do a whipping chat with the magic potion. Right now, it was like all black, so I don't think you all would have been. It's been a lot of black. I've gone through 3 of these in black so far, and each one of these holds 1 bag, and I've gone through 3 bags of black. It was like it's a ton of black. I do got some dandelion root. It came in, and I was gonna because they was like it said throw some dandelion flowers. I don't have flowers, and I was like, well, I can make my own. You've already got them? Yeah, we don't have dandelions yet. I've got my uh, daffodils are coming up. They're about 6 inches tall and just starting to get the bud of the flower on my daffodils. And then I might actually go walk the edge of the woods and see what's growing there. And I did buy some peppermint seeds, and what was the other one? Rosemary seeds. I'm gonna try doing them. I don't get tulips, but what do I get? What are they called? Hyacinths. My hyacinths come back every year. And it's really weird because I couldn't grow a thing in this flower bed. So I finally just put in vegetation killer and threw rock in there. And now what do I have? I have a not lilac, what is it? Ta, 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 ta. I can't even think of what they are. But it comes half back. And then my hyacinths come back every year. It's like, so I never know. What the heck are those things? I cannot remember. Because I put them out there and they died. Then the next year, half of it came back. But I have got the worst ground. I mean, I've tried what are hydrangeas. I've tried 3 or 4 of those. They always die. I mean, I just can't keep nothing alive. I'll be surprised if I can keep the peppermint and the rosemary alive. It's like, oh gosh. It's like, ugh. And the thing I'm using the most is stinging nettle. I would love to get a stinging nettle patch going out there by the woods, and I just let it do its thing because I use so much of it. Yeah, see, I have 3 acres behind me, and I mean some of it's like the edge of a wood line. And there's nothing up there, and I mean I could put it up there and just let it go crazy, and it would smell good. It would smell good up there, and it would have peppermint scent, and or I thought about putting it along a fence line and letting it take over the fence. That would be kind of cool. Um, my what is it? Honeysuckle is finally taken up good on my driveway because I love the smell of honeysuckle. Honeysuckle smells awesome, and it's wanting to do a Windows update. We'll just pick a time. We tell it to pick a time because I'm not going to let it start that right now. It'll take forever. Yeah, I'd be okay with it taking over on the fence line or over on the let's do this. Over on the fence line or up there at the top of the woods because then it would be okay to do its own thing. My hair was falling out. Oh, sweet. Cheryl will be on at 8. What is she Central Time too? Or is she Mountain? But yeah, I didn't do Ticket to Ride. I don't understand Ticket to Ride. I tried. And then I just didn't I just like, no, I've got these big ones to do. Because like this one, I'm starting it early. It was actually my March canvas, and I was like, yeah, I'm starting it early. I finished my February thing. I'm starting it early. And so I started early since hers doesn't require a new start. And then in April, I'm doing the Dakotathon, which is another big canvas. And then in May, I'm doing Drood, which is another giant canvas. So I was like, yeah. So it was like, oh Lord, oh, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. Because these are big. I've worked on this. Well, I haven't really worked on it a whole lot, but I've got one candle done and a bunch of black, and black, and black. I did use some guys. Gotta love this color. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That is party pink. And so I've got some of that in there. And then up in the sky, it had a yellow. So I pulled out the same color of yellow and using that. And then in some of the blue, I'm using this, which is a blue jelly. That's what color it looks too. It's gorgeous. And then of course, I went ahead and, you know, they were like, "Oh, well, white." And I was like, "I'm not putting plain old white." Because it was like in the background, the stars, and then it was like in the highlights of some of the things. So I'm using AB 5200. So I've been over here just pulling out my drawers and seeing what I have, and then I have a whole pile of. Oh, and I've used. Let me see, where are you at? And I used the cyan metallic. There, that's the blue. And I've been using that in there. What I did is I bought those, and I know you're a Art Dot person too, so you could use your own coupon code and get 10% off. But like when they have their specials, and it's like the pack of 4 with the drawers, I just bought one, two, 3 packs of 4. So I got 12 of the drawer things, and that's what I've been using them. And I don't know what'll happen if I need more because I kind of don't have room there. And it'd be like, no, excuse me. And so I've got my last haul, that I've got sitting over here next to me that I'm digging through, figure out what I'm gonna put on this painting, because I'm just kind of feel like the colors that I can sit there and say, "Hey, that'd be pretty on there." Because it's like they only had like 4 ABs, but it's little amounts. It's very little amounts. And I was like, this is a massive canvas with all these massive bright colors. Why are you just using regular drills? Yeah, just watch when they have, because when they had sales, when they had some sales, those sales were, I mean, no, instead of being 49, they were like 19. So yeah, just watch for the sales. Because then it's like yeah, I'll do that. Now, the only thing that I have not bought on sale was this pin box, and I have been looking at that pin box, oh Lord, for at least a year. For at least a year. I saw oh, what is it? 4 Kids at 127. When she got one a year and a half ago, and I was watching them, and then I couldn't find them. And then I went looking and I found that one. And that's the only one I found. But it's like I can put them all in there. I can lay them down there. You can see your good pins. You can switch them out. Like when you get newer ones and, kind of figure them out there. But they're not hitting each other and clinking, and, that's where you get your chipping. And so, right now I'm using my chroma pen, and let me see the ones I have here on my table. The ones I have are, this is the one I got from Chroma. my chroma pen, and it was only like $35. Very pretty colors. It's like one side's whiter and one side's darker. And then I finally got my K&S pen in that actually has my name on it. There we go. So I got the pen with my name. Except I can't figure out quite how it works. So I'm not sure if I did that right or not. Because getting putty in there was not easy. It was not easy. And then right now they don't have anything because I was going to see if they had a tip you could just switch it out with that they already had filled. And this was my Pen Pal, the one where it's flat on one side. There's the flat edge. So the no roll pen. And that was my Pen Pal pen. So that's my new pens. Yeah. Yeah, like right now, I'm not getting nothing. These are things I've ordered. I've got stuff coming in, and it's like been out there forever. Like some of these diamond paintings, they have been out there forever, like August, September. It's like this is just not. It takes, England is shut down, so it was like, and then the diamond painting got lost. Yeah, I mean, it's just like crazy. It's just you had to resubmit them, and it was like, it's like y'all killing me. Y'all killing me. Oh, I know how. It's the brand over here. Go to brand and change my picture. But yeah, it was like it's nuts. It's nuts. Crazy nuts. Because it's like Rose Profit. She's been having problems. They ran out of resin drills. So yeah, it's like, they opened back up here. I'm just getting myself in the middle of the screen. They opened back up, but then they ran out of resin drills. So I've still got the painting that I got from her that's sitting over there because she ran out of resin drills. And then I've got the abstract that I bought from Danny a while back. It got lost whenever they had all that hoopla about, shipping over there. It got lost. And I think Atlanta's got lost too. So it's like, yeah. And then I've got one from Pam, but hers usually come in pretty quick. So that one should be coming in fairly soon, I would think, because hers come in fairly quickly. Because what I do with sponsors is I try to purchase something, a little something from their store. Because if they're going to, because they usually give pretty good stuff, that I'll go in and try to get a little something as a thank you for donating. Um, I mean, it's just my way of giving back. Like for Cindy Adaney, I went ahead and bought, Water Fairy. Pam Holly, who is one of our sponsors, I bought a painting from her. Debbie Day, who is one of our sponsors, I will go get something from her. Um, Diamond, Dynamite Diamonds, she's one of our sponsors, and I got a tray from her because she's doing trays now, brand new. Is she one of our sponsors? In fact, she usually sends me a big packet of all kinds of stuff. Um, and so I got a trays from her, and I haven't done an unboxing for it because, like I said, my island is buried under herbs, guys. I'm sorry, but it is. It is bad. It's bad. And what I'll probably do is because I know y'all said you wanted the herby something herby every week. So what I'll probably do is when I go in there and make my nighttime tea, because I got to pull out my little book, my little recipe book over here, and I'll have to have it again, and I'll do the nighttime tea because yeah, that one's gonna I have to have a big bowl and pull all the different teas out. And yeah. Now I did find because I went on Walmart.com to order containers. They never showed up. They said they were delivered. They were not delivered. I had to put in for submit for a refund. They're giving me a refund. But I go into to the store and it's like half of what they were charging online. It's like, really? That's crazy. And then I found not even in that part, but over in the other glass parts of where you can go over and get canisters, that they've got gallon sized canisters for like $6. And I was like, I'm buying them for the big because some of these herbs they come in half your body size bags. So it's like, holy crap. So, it's like, I'm gonna get some of those because the big bags of the big things I use will go in the big ones. But yeah. Hi there, Luna. It's my furry kitty. She's been in the I love you mom mode. She's been in the I love you mom. I want to pay attention to you. You look like you're so fluffy and you're skinny. You look like you're so fluffy and you're skinny. Do not bite me. No, do not bite me. It's a little snot. Call her snot instead of Luna. But yeah, so I'll do that. That way I can get my teas made so I can get my island back so that I can do my unboxings because I've got 2 pins that'll be coming in. I've got more diamond paintings coming in. So I'll need my island so I can do unboxings and such. And then I can do a whip and chat on this magic potions because it's absolutely monstrous huge. Monstrous huge, as we say. And then just remember, after we're done, just go to comments after it closes and put the me please, and then I'll start putting names in. That's a pretty cute paint. These actually were kind of cute. Oh no. Oh no, that is oh my god. Sandy, are you for real? That is so sad. Oh man, I hate that. I hate when we have choppers go down. Because when I was in the military, we had a chopper go down, and it is horrible. Because when they go down, very few people survive a chopper crash. It is, and it's bad. It's bad. And then how y'all like those? Over the weekend, we shot 3 UFO. They're calling them. Well, one of them they say was a small balloon, but the other, there's 3 of them. They don't know what they were. They don't know what they were. They're like it was, cylindrical, where they couldn't describe it. They don't know what it was. They just shot them down. It's just like, really? Wow. It was like one over Lake Huron, one over Alaska, one over Canada. Oh my God. And I can tell you right now, that pilot probably aimed to miss the subdivision. I mean, he probably purposely aimed to miss the subdivision because they will, even if they know that it makes their surviving less feasible, if they land that way, they'll do it to save the people. Wow, it's crazy. I mean, it was like, yeah. Is that over there in New Zealand, Diamond Painter? That the is that New Zealand flooded? Oh my God. Yeah, our flooding's fixing to start because when spring starts is when we get the flooding here, especially if it rains a lot. I mean, I actually was driving through flooded areas to get to my doctor's appointment last week. That did you ever have you watched the movie for that? That was such an amazing movie. What was it? Scully? I think it's called Scully. And it's about the pilot and how they really grilled him and tried telling him he did wrong, he did this, and you know, he told him, he said, "You're not." Oh my God, I am so sorry, Diamond Painter. I mean, but when he landed down on the Hudson, he literally was like, there was. Oh, you've actually flew with him? But, I mean, that's an amazing pilot to land a plane on the Hudson and it not go under the water, to land it intact on the water is an amazing feat. Is it? I mean, you really have to take your hat off for drivers, pilots, anything like that. That, that's just like that driver that took the ditch not to hit me. And it's because, the roads had that 4-inch dip. He actually took a semi off the 4-inch dip into the median and was trying to stop his rig before it went in the creek because that person stopped in front of me and I'm sitting there dead, stuck between. And I was just like, doing, I don't want to live if this guy hits me because I'm stuck behind her, and he was coming up doing 70 miles an hour behind me, and I was waiting to be hit. I really was. I literally was waiting for the impact, and, and saying, tell my kids I loved him in the whole 9 yards because I was waiting for the impact. And then I heard him going by my window with his air brakes going off, and I'm just like, "How did he not flip taking that lip?" I don't know. So, you know Oh, Sandy, wow. Yeah, you would have flown with him. I don't think I would have been would like the accident investigator, though. 'Cause, yeah, those are so rough. But, yeah. So, my hat goes off to the pilots, airline pilots, pilots in general, you know, if they can, they will crash in a field rather than hit houses. They don't wanna hit houses no matter what. The weather has been nuts all over the world, and I don't know if it's I mean, I've heard our magnetic something other is changing, like the poles are shifting a little, and I don't know if that's true. Um, because that's gonna jack up some stuff. If our magnetic poles are shifting even a little, it's gonna jack up our weather. It is really gonna jack up our weather. And I know winter has not been winter here. It was really weird. And summers are getting excruciatingly hot here, so yeah, I don't know what it's doing, but it's not pleasant because not really getting a reprieve. It's like I want a reprieve. They're like, I want a reprieve. Give me a reprieve. But yeah, that is so sad though, especially on a training mission. I hate whenever something goes bad in training. And I mean, a lot of times they're training with live fire guys. So if you don't know it, when they train for real. And my poor sister, she was National Guard, and they pulled her and sent her to Iraq for a year with a Marine unit. And she's a school teacher and had been a school teacher her whole life, just done the 2 weeks off, for their little thing. And then next thing she knows, she's pulled off to go. I mean, she went to, oh, I don't even know where it was, somewhere at the end, bottom of Oklahoma, top of Texas, trained for 3 months. And she goes, yeah, they were training us with live fire, and then sent them over there for three, a year. Oh my God. That is so awful. And I know that you have to have that's something you'll never be able to get out of your head. My ex-husband was at the Pentagon when that happened, and he says that's one thing he's never gotten out of his head was that plane coming at them. So, yeah. I mean, those things, and if you have that you'll have that image in your head forever. That'll be something that stays with you because, that don't go away. And I think I've been at Reagan once because, we actually when I was in school, and they were trying to talk us into going and becoming Air Force nurses, and so the Air Force or Army flew us from Northern Maine, Prescott, Maine, all the way down to DC, and we had a week in DC, and they took us all over the place and then flew us back. And the flight between where was we at? Prescott to New Jersey was not bad. New Jersey to the one in New York was awful. Wow. Crafty, what did you do with because you're working at Reagan National? What were you did you work as a flight attendant or in the building? But, I mean, it was like they put us on this little puddle jumper in New Jersey to where you had to walk bent over down the aisles, And they gave us a Coke during the flight, but they rolled it down the aisle to us. It was like it was tripping me out. I was just like and that was the roughest flight I've ever been in my life. I mean, it beat snot out of us. Oh my god, a cyclone? Oh, that saved a lot of lives, the fact that it was under renovation and 90% of the people were out of there because that would have been a whole lot worse than what it was. And it was bad enough. I mean, it was bad enough. Wow. That is so sad, and that always and I used to love that song that they attached to that, and it's like, I wish they hadn't have used that song because I really loved the song, and now anytime that song comes on, I automatically think of Twin Towers. I mean, it's just like that, it's, because I like Enya, I love Enya songs, and that was one of my favorite songs from her, and then they attached it to all the Twin Tower stuff, and it's like, "Hey, you ruined my song." Because now when that song comes on, my head goes there. Oof. It's like, yeah. I don't think I've ever had a cyclone. I haven't had a hurricane. I've been out on the Gulf after a hurricane, and now it's kind of choppy. And I've been up there with a tropical storm, and that was choppy. But I haven't had the actual hurricane. But then my daughter moved to South Carolina this summer and moved there just before the hurricane came through, and I was like, "Oh my god, now I gotta worry about you getting hit by hurricanes, and I gotta worry about my son being hit by tornadoes because 'cause they're both in the same kind of weather. One's on water and one's on, directly on land, and the other one's right on the edge of land, and it's like, ugh, y'all give me heart attacks. Your kids can still give you heart attacks when they're adults." Yeah, see, we kinda are too. I mean, I can like, where I'm at, like, if they come up but the thing is that this little ridge right here really is a lifesaver because they'll come up and they'll hit Jerusalem and they'll hit Appleton and they'll run right up there and then they'll hit that ridge and bounce over, and then they'll just land right on the other side of my dad's house in that. Ah, nice. I hadn't been to a Cinnabon in a while, but it'll bounce right over and land in that there's a field right on the other side of my dad's house, and it'll hit there, and then it keeps on going up through Clinton. And then it'll start hitting, like, Kentucky, and so if they come up that way, they'll head toward Kentucky that way, and if they come across from, Oklahoma and come in that way, then they head over and get West Memphis. So I get them either way, it's just a matter of I don't know which way, it depends on which way it comes in. You probably did. You probably did. Well, that's just like, I was stationed in South Dakota, and I would have never thought that some of the missile crews would be working in Loring. I mean, yeah, it was like, and I'm so glad I got out, guys. So glad I got out because, and for some reason, I thought that the missile crews had been shut down. No, 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 no. I just watched a special the other day, and it was over that dang balloon about how they were out flying over all the missile silos that are up in North and South Dakota and over in Montana, all the stuff we have up in there. And that balloon was up there flying over, taking pictures of all that stuff. I did not realize we still had operational missile silos. So I was like, man, I would have been there for my whole 20 years. That would have been me, period. 20 years stuck in North Dakota, South Dakota, back and forth. I was like, oh, I'm so glad I got out. Because the saying was, "Why not, my not?" Well, it's because they don't have any trees. It's like, Minot is flat. It is flat, flat. Thing is, back when you flew, Sandy, at least some of the planes were newer. They're still flying the same old planes. It's like makes you wonder. It's like, hmm, are they ever going to buy new aircraft or just keep putting them back together? But yeah, I was like, when I found out that I probably would have been stuck up there in South Dakota forever. Well, yeah, everyone goes to the bakery, get them coffee and a donut. It's like, yeah, get a coffee and a donut. But yeah, guy, let me see, where's my little picture? I had a little picture here because I found a little picture. Nope, that's not the little picture. I had found a little picture. What did I do with it? No, no. I done lost a little picture. It'll turn up. But I had the little picture of the, or did I put it up here? Ah, that put it. Okay. This may show up a little better for y'all. There's the magic potions. There we go. Put that there. And I am working on, where is it? I think I'm right over here. Yeah, right. Like this yellow one right here, and this key, and these green leaves I've got done. And I'm working on these two yellow ones in the middle right now. And that's where I'm at on that. Ah, yeah, my ex was back when they had the KC 135s. Because now they sit up and do all the boom operating of moving the hand, the gas funnel into the planes. They actually sit up and do it with joysticks. Back when he did it, he had to lay on his belly and do it with joysticks. And that's what he did for years. Yep, why not? Why not? Why not? It's like, yeah. And when they told me, "Oh, we're locking you into this because you do it so well, and you'll be at Minot or Ellsworth for the rest of your career," I was like, "I'm pregnant. How far pregnant do I have to be to get out?" And they said, "Up till the day you deliver." And I was like, "Start my papers." It was like, or otherwise, that's where I would stayed for the whole 20 because I planned on it. I was going to make a career of it, but not when you're only going to stick me in. Ellsworth, at least there was things to do. You had Mount Rushmore, you had Sturgis, you had Lead and Deadwood, you had the Badlands. There was things you could go see and things you could go do. Minot, not a whole lot. So it was like, yeah, no, no. I would rather go to Alaska than to go to Minot. Minot is not on my list of things to go see or do. It's like, mm-mm. I mean, as far as Loring being cold, there was things you could do. My kids loved it. Kids loved it. Oh, and on my Hade, for people who like to follow the Hade, I actually worked on it and I've almost got that whole section done that I was working on, and then I'll move it over some more. So we've actually made progress on the Hade. So, like, I'll work on this one for a little bit, and then I'll bop over there and work over there for a little bit, and then I'll bop back over here. If I can get my arms and it's like, oh, good, I could, well, kind of, but it's like this part of my arm right here, and it's this most part of the muscle up here, and I swear it just, I don't know what happened, but I don't know if it was the cold, the damp got in it or what, but it's like been horrible. First thing I do when I get up is start putting heat rub in it. I mean, first thing I do when I get up is make heat rub. And I may actually buy some red pepper flakes so I can soak them in some oil and actually make like a hot oil and then make a thing with it because, yeah, it's like horrible. Like I told my dad, I said it didn't start until it rained that 6 inches and it was cold and damp for a week. And I think it got in my shoulder because I woke up and it was like, I can't move my arms. So it's like vacuum's been not a thing, sweeping's not a thing because it just sets it off and makes it hurt worse. Like, ugh. And my poor delivery guy, he cracked me up yesterday. So I told him, I said, I've been putting the dogs in the backyard for you. I said, because if I know I'm getting a package, I put them in the backyard. Because they were barking, so I thought, well, maybe it's a package. And I saw the guy and so I went running out the door and I'm yelling at the dogs to come. And the dog scared him so bad. He was like, oh hell no. And he threw the packages back in his little truck and he took off. I mean, he was like gone. And so the next day he's down there and he's yelling, "Are your dogs out?" And I'm like, "No, they're put away today." And so I told him, I said, if you'll yell his name at him, because he's a big dog, he's scary looking. But if he's barking at you and you say his name, he'll quit barking and then he'll want to come up and give you a hug. So I was like, "This is his name. Just call him by his name, and then you'll be fine." So, but the poor guy was scared to death. He was like, "Oh, hell no." Threw the package back in his little truck and took off. It's like, well, there went them packages. It was like, oh my gosh. So does anyone else have anything new coming in? Body in the new stuff? I didn't see anything this last weekend that I wanted. It was like, ugh. But then I don't need to buy anything else for a while. My poor wallet needs to recover. Recover. I mean, the only good thing is I can say is a couple of the pins I have bought, they've been um, like it was the Lathe Lady Lathe, her sale where it was like the pins were half price. So it was like I paid $20 in shipping for $40 pin or $30 pin or something, so they've been like on sale. So I bought stuff on sale. So that's not as bad. Ooh, new tray. Yeah, I'm waiting for the new colors to come out before I get any more. And then, like I said, I got that one from Dynamite Diamonds, but I want to do an unboxing for it because she is one of our sponsors. So, and that way, if you go to the site, the Let Your Witch Goddess Free um, Facebook group, all the sponsors are listed up in the the top. You can just go across top and find them all. Because I'm as they're responsoring, and I think I've only had one that didn't wanna do it this year, and that was because of the word witch in the title, so I was like, "Okay, whatever." There's a couple more that aren't doing anything right now. Yeah, that Raised by Wolves is just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Um, and so, everyone else has said, yeah, they wanna do it again. DP Gal, she hasn't been on her. She's got nothing in her site, so I think they're on vacation. So I have to wait later to get a hold of her. And there's another one that's on vacation, and then I'll start asking, new people. So we will make the rounds. Ooh, I've tried. I couldn't find any. I was like, evidently, I'm not looking at the right place. 'Cause I went and downloaded Teamy, but I didn't see anything. I was like, hmm. It's like, how many ways can we say, "Hmm"? Now, I did get guys, I got these cute little rose gold tins. They're about this big and about that deep, that um, when I make my salves, I'll have little things that I can put them in where people are interested in them, I can send them out to them. So, some of this stuff I'm making for me, and then if y'all are interested in any of it, just let me know and I'll make up little things for you. Yeah, see, I don't know all the vendors, so it's like, I don't know how to get what I'm looking for on there. Thanks. Yes. And then, trying to think, trying to think. My brain just went dead. I found and I don't know if it's an active code or not, but it keeps popping up when I was looking on the website on Diamond Art Club, and it was saying there was a buy one, get one 50% off with a welcome 50, but I'm not sure what that was about because I'm not a new person on there. I'm a diamond level, so I was like, okay, but so I don't know if it'll work for you, but you can try it. It's welcome 50. Right now there's nothing other than that one that I'm looking for, and they don't have it back in stock. So I was like, yeah, right. Everything else that I like, I've got. It's like, well, ooh, that's what I did last year, and I'll probably make more Care Bear ones this year and send them out because I made some homemade ones and did some Care Bear ones, and I got Care Bears, so I might make more Care Bears to send out. And then Nana's Crafty Gems is doing a few, or sponsoring and working on getting sponsors, guys. I really am. I'm trying. I was trying, and I need to get hold of Cindy and see if she's found any sponsors. But she's been so busy, like right now, because she's redone her site and she's so busy. It's like a one arm paper hanger. It's like, yeah, it's almost impossible. Oh, and these are the real Care Bears. I mean, it's like the little one with the strawberry in the belly and the rainbow in the belly, and they're about about that tall. They're cute as could be. I mean, they're absolutely cute. And like, I'll take if anyone wants to donate something to throw in these packages, I will definitely take it. I will definitely take it. After last year, I'm so used to called it pimping myself out because I would just get on Etsy, and if I knew them or didn't know them, I would be like, "Hi, my name is Cindy, and I'm having an event. It's this and this and this and this and this. I would so love you considering me as being for you to be a sponsor for the event. Can you, thank you for your consideration and get back with me and let me know something." And that's how I got sponsors last year. Literally, I pimped myself out. Because last year I was a really a small I mean, I was like, what, 150, 200 subscribers when I did it last year, and I don't even think I had that many, and so it was like nobody hardly knew me, and so I really was out there pimping. It was like, yeah. I mean, some of them I would buy something and say, "Hi, I just bought this from you, and I would be interested in having you as a sponsor for my event," and that's how I got event sponsors last year, literally. Literally. And then this year I'm doing it for an extra 4 weeks. So, yeah. It's like, ah, it's like, think of that. Think of that. It's actually 4 more weeks. I got all my smaller boxes that are like, where I could actually make them to like event boxes. I've got them thrown in a pile in one spot, and I've got a big pile of huge boxes that I got to break down. And I just know that it's gonna make my arm sore when I do it, so I haven't done it yet, but I gotta break them down and put them in a bag and go throw them in the trash because it's like tons of boxes, guys, tons of boxes. They will pack one little thing and put it in a big ass huge box. It's like, "For real, people? For real?" Now, not Mountain Rose, they sent this little bitty box. So I was like, "Yeah, yeah," and that was $145 worth of herbs. Laying low. They had such a good deal though. They did. But the thing was the ones that were available, I already have. Like I already have like the cat Chloe and I have the Petunia puppy and I have a lot of those. And I have magic happen still. So I've got 3 or 4 craftablies I still need to do. So I need to start, but I they picked these 4 huge ones to already do for these events. So it's like, but I did get 7. I need to put up a little, like, make a thing to put up that just shows what I've got done in January and February, and do like a little fade reel where y'all can see what I got done. Because I got quite a bit. I think I got 6 or 7 of the DSAs at that. DSAs done. And I've got 1, 2, 3 of them framed. So 3 of them are framed. And then there's one over there that I sealed because it turned out really pretty. I actually liked it. The one I did for the Valentine's event, that actually really turned out very pretty. I don't know who I got it from, where I got it from, but it was the girl and the guy next to a like a whale, looked like a whale wall. It was very, very. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I know in my Love and Sparkles group, because there is just a Love and Sparkles group that I actually have on there where people who have come in, that they can post their links for their pages, whether their business page like TJ and Emily, they got their site there. I think Nyx has her site in there, but it wouldn't be the big, but I could go in there and find links for like these bigger companies and post them in there. But there is like a actual page there for, you can go down it and find people. And then there's also one for small businesses, and then for your Facebooks, like if you come in, you can post your link for your, if you have a YouTube channel, you can post your YouTube channel in there. But they're at the very top in the announcements of the Love and Sparkle site. And it's specific for that because there were so many people that had sites, but you can't post anything in it. And I was like, we need to help each other, because that's the only way we get out there. Because that's how people find you, is from other people's, being in other people's things. And so I'm like, I'm making areas where these people can go post when they come in here, and so that way they can post their small business. Yes, yeah. If you go into Love and Sparkles, like just go on Facebooks and down and just go in and type in Love and Sparkles group, and it'll come up as a group, and just go in there to join if you haven't. And then when you're in the top up there, it's at the very top of it, and you just go through and they'll be up there. But I'll go through and I'll get on like Craftably's site and link their site in there, and I'll go on Diamond Art Club and link their site in there. I'll I'll do that. I'll go in and start linking stuff in there. And then that way you just go to that area and then you can just see all the posts in it. But I did that on purpose, made it to where everyone who has a small business that goes in there can post their business sites, their Etsy sites, their web pages, just so that they can get it in there. And like their YouTubes, post their YouTube channels, because everyone's so picky about, don't you post no sites in here, don't you post no small, nothing. It's like, so I was like, yeah, that's not very cool. I mean, I don't have, it's like, I don't care. Like anyone who's in here and they're a moderator, if they want to post their links, they can post their links. Because without posting your links, no one's going to find you. I mean, Facebook is, or especially YouTube, because they're getting to where they're changing their algorithms up. So unless you're being pushed and you're getting lots of likes on your channel and you're being pushed, then you're not getting out there because they're doing it weird. It's not like how much people comment, it's how many likes you get. Because if people aren't liking you and following you, then they don't push you. And sometimes I guess I'm doing so good they push me to me. It's like I'll get my own. It'll come up saying, "Here, go watch this," and I'll be like, "That's mine." It's like, that's weird. So it's like, yeah. And I don't know how my 5-year-old grandson, he can find me. He'd be like, "Nana, I'm watching you." And I'm just like, and I'm not set up for kids, so I don't know how he gets in there. I don't know. We could try, but then I don't know if the vendors would, I burnt my arm the other day and it's got a spot right there and that just itches so bad. And I used to be able to get burnt and it wouldn't blister, it wouldn't do nothing, it'd be gone. And now that I've gotten older, it's like anything with a little bit of heat touches it, it's awful. It's like burnt, blister, you name it. It's like I don't understand it. It's like weird because yeah, it's like used to didn't it nothing now. Awful. Awful, awful. I wonder. Let me look here. Ah, aha, aha, guys. I used my counselor toy picture for a while. That's what I call this one. But when I go to Dollar General, I call that my counselor toy picture. Because if you look at that one, it's like it is straight up. That's when I look like Counselor Troy. It's like it was like everyone used to comment on that, and I was like, yeah, well, I'm actually going to get some vitamin E because it was saying when you make the salve, put vitamin E oil in it as a preservative. So I was thinking about buying some vitamin E capsules, and I'll use that on my arm there. And when I get the salve ready, the only thing I don't have yet for it is comfrey because I want to put comfrey in it. I mean, I have calendula, I have chamomile, and I got yarrow. So I just need comfrey, and then I'll have everything that I want to put in it. So I don't know if you could actually make one making same diamond painting vendors, but I can go into like the small business area and just change the name to small business and diamond painting companies and then drop some companies in there. And that way people can go there to find stuff because just about everyone who's joined the site that has a small business, I thought about using them with bath salts yet. And I think next time I buy my bath salts, I'm gonna go online and buy the big chunky ones. Because the ones I got this last time were the real fine ones. And those are hard to add scents to and stuff because they just kind of try to dissolve it and make a mush mess. And yeah. But I like the scent I made. I do like the scent I made. That sorry guys, you're on my lap. So when I'm jiggling my head, it was jiggling the laptop. Because I'm actually on the laptop today. There we go. And Nix would be so happy because you don't get the laptop very often. Usually I use the phone. I prefer the phone. Me and the phone do well. Me and the laptop, not so well. It's a pain in the butt. It's like, ugh. But yeah, now I'll take a picture and post it. Y'all see where I'm at on Magic Potions because it's looking really good. It is looking really good. What time is it? Do you know if Cheryl is she an hour ahead? Yeah, see, that's what I would want was the coarse medium and then add a little of the small. Yeah, that's more like what I like. And I'd rather make them myself because I can go down to Hot Springs and I can get in trouble in there because they have a couple of, because they're known for their spas. So they have a couple of stores on the boardwalky, the walk, and it's all about bath salts and stuff like that. And I can get in trouble in there. I can get way big trouble in there. I mean, way big trouble. So yeah, I cook with Himalayan, the pink salt. Night, Crafty Diamond, Chef Diamond, and thank you again for the card. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know what? You are my very first mail from anybody. You are the first. So I was like, oh my God, I got my first mail. So thank you very much. It made my day. It really did. Made my week because you were the first. Because most of the time it's like the mail I get is I paid for. I paid for this. It's like, yeah, I'm just sharing with y'all. Oh, and guess what, Sandy? I got it. I thought I had it, but I didn't. But I went back and got it. So my Peterson came in today. I think this one I bought used a little because the corners are kind of. I was hoping there'd be some kind of notes in it, but I ain't found no notes. Because I'll gladly take cliff notes. My daughter looked in some of these books and she was so funny. She was like, "No, no, no." She was, "Mom, these are like school." I was like, "Yeah, some of them are." And then the encyclopedia. She liked that one. That one's pretty cool, and it's the encyclopedia of herbs, and it shows every herb, and then it gives you the breakdown of like what country they're from, what they look like. Ooh, thank you. But it's like what country they're from, what they should look like, what they're used for, how they're used. I mean, it's very. She goes, I like this book. She goes, I could get into just reading this book, and I was like, yeah, it's a pretty cool book. And then I got the medical dispensary for herbs, and it basically tells you what to put together for what kind of what and how to dispense it. So I was like, okay, one too. A lot of learning, a lot of learning. I think I've finished. Basically, I think that's what I bought. It was called Gym Clear, and it was 190, 190 proof. So it was almost 100% alcohol. And I bet you could light that stuff on fire. And so it's pretty much like moonshine. Yep. I bought that. I bought a gallon of that. And then when I ran out, I had bought 100 proof. Got a phone call. Let me see. Come on, answer. There it is. Oh, I know. Thank you. Bye bye. That was just the VA confirming my appointment on Friday. And then I used 100 proof. I've actually found 100 proof vodka, which was 50% alcohol. But then I also found one. Yeah, they were both clear. So one was the clear vodka at 100 proof, which brought it down to 50%. and then I got the almost 190 proof, which brought it down to like 95% alcohol. And what I've been doing is like anything that's root based or, like a root or a chunk or a resin is going in the almost 100 proof or the 100%. And anything that's a leaf, a flower, whatever, they're going in the 50%. So, but I walked out of there with like 2 gallons of liquor. I mean, literally a gallon of the 100 proof and a gallon of the almost 200 proof. And these women look at me like, is she going to have one heck of a kicking party? And it's like, and you would not believe I'm almost out of alcohol. In fact, I made one up the other day and I needed it to be the 50%. And all I had was the 200 proof. So I literally like put 2 cups in a 4 cup glass container and then filled it up 50% with the other. And that gave me the 100% almost and used that. It was like I was doing math to get lower, percentage because it was one that needed to have the water in it. So I was like, "Oh my god, this is like math skills. I'm mathing it. I'm mathing it." I hate math. I was mathing it. But it was like, "Okay, math skills coming out." And if I could find someone who made moonshine around here, I'd probably buy it from them cheaper than I can get it from the liquor store. But I don't know any moonshine sellers. And the one thing that said moonshine was only 37%. So I was like, yeah, that's kind of worthless. And it's only 17.5% alcohol. It's only 35 proof. And I was like, well, that's not kind of like false advertising. So yeah. I mean, it kind of tastes good because it's coffee flavored moonshine. But it was called Java Shine. So I was like, it doesn't taste bad. Tastes like coffee. But so, like, when I go to the Dollar General store, I'll go pick up a few things, and I'm gonna pick up the vitamin E oil, and I gotta get me some liquid clean creamer. Yeah, got a little list going on. Okay. Oh, well, that's closer than me. Well, okay, Sandy. You have a great night. So Sandy has left, and Crafty Chef Diamond has left. And bye to both of you. Love you guys. Come back again. And actually, I'm about to head out because I've got to go to the store and I will get a whipping chat put up for y'all and I will get the making teas put up for y'all and a couple of other things. I got some other stuff. So there'll be some stuff this week. There'll be some stuff. Now remember on your way out, hit the thumbs up and as soon as I close this and it goes where you can get to it, go to the comments and put me, please. I will have to do that. I'll be going around, who shine? Okay, guys, I love y'all. Bye. Let's see, can I make a decent heart? Almost. There we go. Got a heart going on. He's crazy heart, but he got a heart going on. Love you guys. Hit the like on the way out. Hit subscribe if you're new. I'd love to have you back. Um, Back every Wednesday. So y'all see me come running in the door next week's Wednesday because I have my doctor's appointment. So I love y'all. I will see you then. Bye.